Hello, children. Welcome to math. All right, today we're going to be talking about angles in polygons and knowing polygons and finding missing angles within those polygons. So there is a rule in math, and it is called the triangle sum rule. And what this says is all angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Every triangle, no matter how big or small, all the angles will always add up to 180 degrees, right? And so taking that rule, we can actually use that rule to help us know how many angles are in other shapes, okay? So we're gonna talk today about how to use this rule here to find angles that are in other shapes. So if I had a quadrilateral, just I don't care what it is, we'll go with like a boom, 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 something kind of like that. We'll leave it like this. Well, we'll make it better. Boom, 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 boom. Something kind of like, what in the world? Something kind of like this, a quadrilateral. And and really any shape can work here, but we're going to stick with a quadrilateral. We're going to create something called diagonals. And what a diagonal does is a diagonal tells us, a diagonal is a line segment that connects two non-adjacent vertices of a polygon. How did I spell vertices wrong? I'm not surprised because I'm not a good speller, but something I've done wrong. Two non-adjacent vertices of a polygon. So that's a lot of words. Let's talk about what that means. So it's a line segment. We know what a line segment is. And it connects two non-adjacent, that means not next to each other, vertices of a polygon. Vertices are the corners. Okay, so two corners that are not next to each other. So if I had, if I wanted to start on this polygon, start at this corner here, I would be able to draw one straight line segment from this corner all the way to this corner here, yeah? I've now drawn one straight line segment. I can't draw anymore because there's no more corners that aren't adjacent. Right here, this would be an adjacent line, can't do that. Down here, if I were to draw a straight line, that would be an adjacent side, can't do that. So I only have one diagonal I can draw. Now, when I draw this diagonal, I've created two triangles. I've created a triangle here. Boom, boom, boom. And I've created a triangle here. That's not what I meant to do. I've created two triangles. Okay? How many degrees are in one triangle? 180. So there's 180 degrees inside this triangle. How many degrees are in this other triangle? Well, 180. So if I have 180 degrees here and 180 degrees here, how many total degrees are in this quadrilateral? Well, this quadrilateral has 180 plus 180, 0, 6, carry the 1, 3. It has a total of 360 degrees. All quadrilaterals have 360 degrees. Okay, and we can do this for all of our shapes. We can make diagonals and make triangles for all of our shapes. So once we make our diagonals, the diagonals are making triangles for us. They're making triangles that help us know how big our shapes are. So if I had, let's say I had a hexagon. Okay, I've got a hexagon, and I'm going to start making diagonals. I'm going to start at this point. It doesn't matter what point you start at, but you can only do it from one point. Okay, so I can't start at this point, and then start at this point, and then start at this point, and I can't do it at all the points. I just choose one starting point, and I'm going to draw to all the non-adjacent vertices. So here is a non-adjacent vertice. Here is a non-adjacent vertice. Here is a non-adjacent vertice. So this gives me how many triangles? How many triangles have I created here? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've created 4 triangles. Each triangle is 180 degrees. So for 4 triangles times 180 degrees, we get a grand total of, oops, that should be 32, did that backwards, 720 degrees. There are 720 degrees inside this hexagon. Okay, well, what about a pentagon? What about a pentagon? Okay, let's say I start in this corner here. Okay, and I'm going to go, there's this diagonal, and there's a diagonal. This gives me 3 180s. 180 times 3 gives me 0, 4, 2, 540 degrees. Okay, so any shape, I can find out, okay, how many triangles are there? This one has 3 triangles. I don't know what happened to that first triangle I drew. That was weird. I don't know why it's doing it like that. But this one has 3 triangles, and 3 triangles multiply to equal 540 degrees. All right, on this next shape. Didn't recognize it. Did a bad job. My bad. Can I not? Does it not recognize an octagon? Doesn't recognize an octagon. And that's fine. Didn't want it to anyway. All right, here's an octagon. It has 8 sides. How many diagonals do I have? Well, let's check. So I start here, and I draw out. I go, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonals. In 5 diagonals, how many triangles have I made? Well, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. I've made 6 triangles. So all of that to say, how many degrees are in this shape? Remember, each triangle is 180 degrees. Okay, well, I solve this out. 6 times 0 is 0. I got a 48, and I've got a 10. I have a grand total of 1,080 degrees. All right, we will talk more about this tomorrow. I will see you then. Have a great night.